hero right now, I would say, because it was just so stupid. Made no sense to be like that. You take tier 1 tower with no real, pretty much no commitment, and X Noah, well, maybe I should take that back because he just got a first blood.
I'm still torn. I don't know. I still think like this is. I still think it's going to be a really strong hero in most situations because tower pushing is not the easiest thing to come across still in Dota. That's why especially I'm seeing like Shadow Shaman being picked a lot more than I thought he would. I still like this, and I think Spirit Siphon was so overtuned that now it's just a good spell.
It's good, yeah.
A broken spell. So I think it's especially versus tanky strength heroes like DK, like Sand King, like Treant and stuff too, could definitely see the strength of it. But looking at EHOME's draft, they have a lot of different ways to take fights, a lot of different ways to get catch, and I'm surprised they get Sand King. Like, as the last pick, I'm surprised they're still in the pool.
Sand King, even after the nerfs, he still feels extremely good. There has to be something, there has to be some kind of bias in Seattle, because this hero definitely did get a bit too much loving, and compared to Dead Prophet, I still feel like Sand King is super strong.
Agreed. I played it a couple times yesterday, the Sand King too, and you could definitely feel a little bit of those changes though. The solo kill potential, the pulse damage that you lose off your shard, like these little things, they add up. And the early mana cost too on Sandstorm increased to 85. Like these little things, they add up, but yeah, hero still is incredibly powerful.
Sandstorm level 1 buffed. It deals more damage, 5 more damage. So yeah, top lane, they did get the first blood, which does allow them to bring a little bit of items. That does allow them to play a bit more aggressive as well. Last time Ghost was playing CK, I believe it was yesterday, I wasn't really impressed, especially that move that he made on the mid lane, where he like heavily committed just to get the last hit on the tower. And it did cost, not gonna say that cost him the game, but it didn't really feel like, one of those like CKs that go in and just like do CK stuff. It felt very underwhelming, I would say, but I want to see what he can do in this one.
Yeah, same. I also want to see. He does have this like Grimstroke backup too, which is going to help, I feel like, quite a bit. And he has heroes that can actually start fights on the Pango, so we'll see. Looking at mid, like we mentioned, there's a reason they picked this Monkey King last, because any hero that he was up against in this mid matchup would likely look at this. The TA probably would have the better matchup, but we've seen that before, the tops and the Monkey King versus TA in the past a million times, even when the TA was stronger. Yeah, this is an excellent matchup. Amazing last pick, really, as he's going to just continue to dominate this one. And Echo's going to have to stack to ensure that he can actually keep up with this Sand King, because the denies are going to become too much for him to deal with too.
Yeah, he's keeping the wave near his tower, so that's going to be a lot of denies. Already at 5 on Monkey King, so Sand King is going to have a bit of a difficult time. One way to come back into the game is stacks. Mirana, I think she's going to need to make stacks in the triangle. She does have Sand King who can farm the Ancients big camp, and also Templar Assassin later on.
This is gonna give, like, it's scary though, giving Somnus such a start versus these three cores. Monkey King is great versus all three, right? Like DK, Sand King, as we're mentioning. Not even just laning phase, just once we get into like mid game, you're able to just kind of kill these heroes if you have high Jingu, which he will have because he's a mid hero. Yeah, this is a really good setup for them. So yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. Looking at the other lanes, anybody getting left in the dust? I guess just Pango. We're seeing Chalice having a really hard time getting any last hits down here versus the tree and the TA.
Classic Pango. This is type of the Pango that I expected in the previous game.
Yeah.
Because this hero just struggles, and he's going for Urn this time around. Eventually we'll turn that into Spirit Vessel against the Dragon Knight, and Living Armor works really well. Like Sand King is tanky. Even against Templar Assassin it works really well.
I can't believe how little he has. I'm just like, now I really want to rewatch what they did in that last one. How the hell did this Pango have like even CS versus a Klink's tree lane? So definitely something to maybe look at with that double bracer build at Zeal. Even though they end up losing the game, the lane is something that's always that we talk about with the Pangos in the off lane.
And now Dragon Knight, 2 bracers, 2 points in Dragon Blood. The arrow is going to connect. Yeah, that's going to be the kill on Ghost. They need an extra right click. Planet will finish him off.
That is not an expected kill. And Planet also gets a courier. X-Nova just left it AFK there for a second. No stun skilled on Zeal, and they're able to get enough harassment onto the CK and then also the arrow connection. That's impressive.
They don't even need the combo. They don't need a setup. Also, CK, he is going for Orb of Corrosion, which is not something that we see on safe in CK. I think this could also be the reason why he died there. There's like no bracer, no belt of giant strength, anything that would give him a little bit of tankiness. Yet he does have Fluffy Hat from that, but a lot of gold into items that doesn't give you like any kind of stats.
No stats and no. The thing is too that's weird is like it doesn't give him like this damage. It gives him this like minus armor, which is cool. But Breathe Fire is annoying to deal with. Like you have such a big damage spread on CK. Can be problematic with like a corrosion to last it sometimes versus this Breathe Fire. Is they try to get aggro onto Zeal, but he's just fine. And yeah, this top lane is going better than I expected. I knew the DK was gonna free farm, but I did not think that they'd be able to slow down the CK or get a kill onto him.
Yeah, they even got the first blood, and especially without getting Dragon Tail stun until level 4. So every single time Ghost gets close, he's gonna get right-clicked by Planet and also Breathe Fire, stun. This Dragonite, he does have enough mana, and if his next item is just gonna be like a nut Soul Ring to invest even more to punish him in the lane, I wouldn't mind seeing that. So Ghost...
They're actually trying to get aggro, it looked like a little bit onto Shiro, but this is not really a lane you can get aggro on as Chalice. Also seeing the skill build from ZZQ, no way you can get aggro into this. 2 points in Leech Seed. So anytime Chalice gets close, it's just gonna, I mean, Shiro won't die. He'll have Refraction plus heals coming in.
And now they can start playing a bit more aggressive. This is another problem with the offlane Pango. They go on you, you have to use your abilities to run away. Kaka, they need one extra hit, but he's gonna be fine. Urn of Shadows is done. This is when you would want to go in and make a trade your position 4 for like whatever you can get. Position 5 is going to be fine, so you have extra regen, because you do need to bring a lot of regen in that lane.
Yeah, a little bit of a fight going on in the top river. Nobody ends up dying, but Somnus, he has the Jingu stacks, looking to get aggressive onto Echo. Nice tree cut. We'll be able to get some decent damage onto him. Rotation also coming.
His middle tower is under attack.
No mana for stun. He needs 15 mana. Echo needs to be careful. Even silence, an earlier point from X-Nova. We have 6 heroes mid, 6 minutes in. Somnus will be picking up that illusion, or...
He was scared of the mana. He was scared of the stun, but there actually wasn't enough on Echo for a second, so ends up missing it out. Now Echo fills up his bottle. Now he's got mana for stun, and the Sandstorm should be able to catch X-Nova. Oh.
Say that again.
On. Oh.
And X-Nova gets the kill. A bit of a... it's a, what, level 2 stun?
He put the... I was about to say, he put the second point in it instead of holding for Epi that we see most time, and still isn't able to connect because of that range. The silence, too, tripped him up, I think, from X-Nova.
Yeah, Dragonite going for the Soul Ring as well, so extra armor on top of that, and we'll have infinite mana, because he has infinite regen. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this Orb of Corrosion. I think he set himself up for a really bad laning stage with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit torn on it. Because it just feels a little weird into something like if he was playing into something with lower armor, I could see the argument for it. But into something like with so much armor, it just feels like it doesn't really do much of anything. I guess maybe he wanted more chase because he had a weak 5 position of the DP. But yeah, I'm not sure. It's really interesting. It's
also,
definitely maybe hurt him a little bit, but...
What I wanted to see from RNG is to block the Ancients early on. Because you have like these 2 extremely good heroes to farm the Ancients with, and then someone needs to go there, de-ward it. It's a lot of time wasted. Somnus making a move on bottom doesn't have a point in ulti yet, but if he gets the good connection on top of him, he should be able to die. Chalice with the Rolling Thunder actually misses on Templar Assassin, and Monkey just zooming around, gets 2-man boundless. There's a crystal that he can bounce off. Somnus still chasing. Seems like Train Protector is going to be the only casualty here so far, and Shiro, Refraction is on, but Chalice making sure that they do have enough slow with the Shield Crash and Orb of Venom. Even X-Nova, let's see the silence. He actually got it off.
They should have the chase. Somnus can jump after him.
One more leap. Somnus. That's huge. Not just because they got the kill. Somnus got all 3 last hits. And also, like Mirana, using the early leap charges as a position 4 kind of ruins your hero. It's a long replenish time.
Yeah, and we do see immediately, like, It actually was a little funny because like he didn't get his Jingu stacks early, so his skill build looked a little weird, but you can see as soon as he gets Jingu stacks, he is immortal. Like he's so good versus these three heroes early. Great rotation from Somnus. Top, Zeal gets very aggressive, and he's alone. He is quite dead. Oh, just kidding. I lied. They just whiffed the Boundless.
Whew. I don't think he needed to go with the Boundless immediately. There's just not enough time for him to TP. He can jump onto the tree, try to scout him out. A little bit of a mistake there from Somnus. Echo did...
Rare one too.
Yeah. Echo did manage to find the farm. I think he was farming the stacks in the triangle, because he will have a Blink Dagger 10 minutes in, which is okay, considering that he died once, wasn't involved in a single kill, and got shut down by a Monkey King.
Yeah, I think he's farmed it. I think it was just a double stack, but yeah, he's very close to that blink. He's not gonna have rune control though. They are sitting around these runes, so gonna prevent that sinking from filling up. Bottom, Chalice, looking for a solo kill.
Needs to make a big circle to be able to find him, and he gets him. Chalice knows exactly where he is. I love the build going into Spirit Vessel. As I said, you know, just earn on the offlane Pango feels really nice even after the increase of the cost. It's just, you know, still a very good item, gives you that extra kill potential, gives you the heal, reduce the healing on the enemies, and overtime damage. Just feels really nice to have it on the offlane Pango.
It feels like a jack of all trades, right? It gives you mana regen, gives you some stats, some armor, and then it also gives you the benefits of the actual item, and you're playing versus TA, so refraction, etc. It's always really nice. X-Nova, popping that exorcism, that first one, we see that reduced damage. You know, the tower's not dead already.
There's also Living Armor, Echo, with a big ulti on top of X-Nova, which is...
still alive.
Gotta get him killed eventually, but Somnus gets the return kill, and this is pretty big for RNG, just to be able to get these return kills. How many charges does Mirana have on the leap? Because, okay, there is one, but he might need to use it.
Well, bam! I love when you see an over-leveled Monkey King early. The 4-1-4 build, top! Whoa! Zeal gets a solo kill onto Ghost.
Not sure how that's possible. I actually gotta see the replay. CK dying to solo Dragon. There was actually no one close to Dragon Knight. Somnus is getting a ton of farm, but so is Shiro. Like, all this action happening, which means that some pressure is off Templar Assassin.
Yeah, I mean, look at top right now. It looks like the CK. I'm looking. So we have the fight happening mid. I know we're focusing a bit more on that because we see, you know, them all like dying up. But look at top. Look at the HP pool. So DK's low on health. CK's low. Looks like they just fought to the death. At least just from like what we see on the HP pools. Very interesting.
Just what I've been waiting for.
Somnus going for Diffusal Blade on Monkey. From what I've seen, especially in South America, because they do love to play Monkey on a mid lane, they do go for Echo Saber. I don't know, I feel like, you know, Diffusal Blade is great. I feel like Echo Saber gives you that like big power spike on the hero, gives you a little bit of tankiness, and also the disassemble mechanic so you can get the earlier BKB. Feels really good. Burrow Strike into Arrow. Chalice feels really dead, and he is.
Yeah, that was a quick little replay of what we missed.
Oh, that was a replay. Never mind. We go back and forth in time.
Yeah. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm also a bit torn because I actually wanted him to be a little tankier too. Maybe it'll. I mean, we'll say it ends up being like how he plays around it. Because the thing about the diffusal is you can set up for a little bit more of like solo action and kills onto some of these side laners in comparison to what Echo Saber might provide you. But
also the thing that he has phase boots instead of power treads on Monkey King, which does not give him extra 10 stats. So, ooh, Arrow almost connects on Kaka. It's gonna tick down anyway from that Urn of Shadows. But another big kill on Echo. Seems like Echo dies, and the only trade that they get is either position 4 or 5.
Yeah, he's getting fully addressed from laning phase to mid game. They're all over the sinking as mid. Somnus quickly jumps over to Chalice. They have the exorcism again. Living Armor was put on the tower beforehand, but it's still going down as Somnus stunned up, dropping low. Arrow will hit a creep. He's trying to run away, will get rooted. They also get the root onto the Pango. He has 36% damage reduction though, so will be okay for the moment, but now gets caught by the stun. The trap's slow as well. Another shield crash, but only 18%. Can they actually close the gap onto him? Dealing decent damage. Another stun in 2 from Echo.
He's trying.
Reach. Epi will get wasted.
Woo. They even commit with the Epi. Okay. A bit overextension there from RNG, and Zeal will get a kill on next. Now Dragonite is all over the place. They're gonna get another one. It's a disaster. I mean, from what I've seen, 2 games in a row, I just don't like the way Ghost is playing on his CK. It just doesn't feel like the hero he feels comfortable playing, where he needs to be and what the job is.
Very split up from RNG there too, just I guess not expecting the speed of EHOME moving around, but EHOME has these double blink daggers, so they could be very mobile around the match, and they have a lot of ways to pick off, like with traps being laid down in certain random spots, and then this double blink dagger plus Marana. RNG has to be a bit more cautious how they go for these sieges. And they didn't even finish the tower off. Living Armor is healing it up.
Because he bought back. Trent did buy back, which did... Like, he used the ulti just to be able to kill off Monkey King, and they needed a little bit of extra. Look at this. Okay, finally they get the tower, but the Zeal is already in vicinity to be able to set up another kill with the Dragon Tail.
Zeal is playing unbelievably well, really. Like this double, like he's from the laning phase, he was super farmed. He was having such a good start already versus the CK, getting these kills. Now he's getting solo kills. Now he's making moves around. I think he's got the shard done too. So blink, shard, treads, double bracer.
And the one soul ring. This is not a off-lane Dragonite. This is like more like mid free farm or safe lane Dragonite type of a farm that he has at the moment.
RNG set up. Somnus jumps onto planet, but X-Nova, he's caught completely alone. He's dead. Kaka will be able to TP out. But EHOME, they're starting to run away with this game. Just pick off after pick off. Set up even around the Roche pit now. They've got the Deso on Shiro. As you mentioned, he was quietly farming the majority of this game. Even looking for another setup. Gets turned though. Kaka soulbind on 2. Diffusal onto the 2 of them as well. Rolling Thunder will connect onto both. They're in the Wukongs. Inkswell will connect also onto Zeal from Somnus. They'll get the bring down onto that DK. Kaka will drop in the back. Echo now comes in and cleans up Somnus with an Epicenter. And it's an Arcane Rune too, so it'll be back up soon. Chalice sticking his ground here, but the Deso will hurt. X-Nova now comes in with Exorcism though. Do they have the catch? They've got the Reality of the Rift. Pull back onto Shiro. Is he gonna go down? He will. Buyback coming in. Echo coming with the stun. Will catch out the Chalice.
He's in trouble. That's gonna be a dieback.
Oh my god. X-Nova, the 5-position Death Prophet.
Exo Noah, pretty much. Like, that was huge. They overextended. I like that diffusal. Like, that's their combo. Double diffusal on a Grimstroke ulti just to keep them inside the Wukong's command. And Pegalier did manage to get, like, multiple spells off in a fight. Finally, Ghost joins, and well worth it. This is a big, big throw from EHOME.
Especially this, like, the Echo, right? The Sand King now has completely stagnated his item growth for the next few moments of the game. He's under-leveled now, too. Only level 11. Ghost got much-needed cleanup kills as well, right? Like, he's been having a troublesome time. He's able to finally come in and get... I don't think he got the last hits on anything, but at least being there for the experience was
also
important.
Like, the way he bought back, and they knew exactly where he's gonna TP. I think TPing into trees would be much better. And I mean, they know you're coming anyway because you bought back like 15, 16 minutes in on a mid sanking, but still showing his hero immediately.
Zeal is getting caught from the stun. The arrow will connect onto the Death Prophet. X-Nova dropping low, gets the Spirit Siphon off though. He's gonna be able to turn it, and Zeal now dies. Root onto 3, but don't think they have anything to follow up with it. He has to cancel the TP on the Sand King. Is he Q? We'll hide for the moment. He'll be alright.
If Echo was there on time, with just not necessarily his ulti, I always keep thinking about the Echo Slam because he is called Echo. Epicenter, just Sandstorm and Burrow Strike would make a lot of a difference in that fight.
Yeah, Ghost would have definitely died. And now Ghost, after, as you said, like he's still not all the way caught up, but he's got Echo Saber, he's got Armlet, and he's got Brigand's Blade too. A really big pickup on the CK. So we're seeing a couple of times like the armor reduction, how much it's doing versus this squishy Sand King. Echo he gets negative armor when he gets Reality Rifted. That's why we see him die so fast on this SK.
Yeah, physical damage from Monkey, and Dead Prophet did manage to get him killed twice. Looking at Planet's build, is this you, Fog? Is this you playing Mirana?
I can confirm this is. I've done this a lot. I think it's not. I don't think it's good. I think it's kind of just.
It's too greedy. You're playing for yourself.
It's super greedy. You're playing. It's not just like you're playing for yourself, but also it's like. It's expensive, and your arrow cooldown is still kind of high. So it's 14 seconds that you're doing just for one little burst combo. As Somnus dodges the arrow damage with the Mischief. He's holding his ground with the Wukongs, trying to survive here. He's got Kaka behind him. It's not a shard, so it won't dispel off that urn, but he should still be fine.
He would have died. There was a misplay there because he used Mischief and Mirana misclicked Urn of Shadows, a healed Dragonite instead of using it aggressively on a Monkey King at the start. So this was like the second Urn charge. He would definitely take from it.
And the Mischief dodged the arrow damage.
Yeah.
Which was really nice.
I like how we don't see everything, but, you know, I see one thing and you see the other, and...
How it works, man.
Yeah.
Dota's... I've said this for a long time, so like there's so many different ways of looking at the game and so many different things that people notice, like, oh, great shield crash. You're like, yeah, but he could have turned and done it the other way, and it would have been like, well... There's always a million things that you can see. That's how complex the game is.
It's very difficult to see everything in Dota. It's just like so many things happening, and the game is getting more complex. Like we are adding new stuff, you know, the like status resistance and stuff like new items, especially if you have all the effects on in the game. Everything is shiny, sometimes hard to notice.
At some points, we had elements being added too. Primal, you know, the stupid fire brewmaster thing where you have to flame and ignite it and stuff like that. RNG smoked up. They have Chalice with an arcane rune, claiming the high ground here.
Chalice still needs to be careful. Like Templar Assassin does delete you, especially with Treant Protector. We've seen it in the previous game, like how effective it is. Like you can apply the same logic by having Clinks and Lena with the Treant Protector to be able to hold them in place. Like, yeah, you're tanky. He might need to get like 2-3 man shield crash just to be able to survive while he's in the root.
They've gotten, I see they've prioritized quite heavily on RNG. Usually we see those shard picked up early, especially on like the Grim. He now has it, but I looked, they both built Force Staff. So we always see like these Sanking Miranas. They have ways to disjoint Chalice. He rolls up, he sees it coming. They get the stun on the backline onto Ghost, but with the roll up, they've kind of broken the initiation. Kaka gets a Soulbind down too, but he's getting in focused. Ghost cleans up Zeal very fast. Chalice, beautiful Rolling Thunder onto 3 heroes. Now getting stunned, but he's tanky. Shield crash onto 3. He is very durable. Now they're chasing forward. Echo, he can't get away.
I mean, exactly the same thing happened that I said. Like, he needs to get a 3-man shield crash to be able to survive. If it was a 2-man shield crash, he actually dies there. They're still chasing double sentry ward and an observer just to chase down Mirana. This is her last leap. Oh,
it's a big fight too because they have this ward on the high ground, right? That spots them for like a quarter of a second, and because of that, Chalice gets roll up off, and then Zeal actually over blinks because he wants to get somebody with the initiation instead of going for Chalice. The only thing he sees is the CK, but it gets him killed. Ghost actually just pops Phantasm, and he's like, oh, perfect. He actually did the initiation for me on the DK this time around.
They have double Ghost this game. Like, the damage did get reduced, but they do have a player named Ghost, so this is where the extra damage from Exo comes from.
Yep.
That's how logic works. Yeah, they're gonna stop attacking Roche and pause it for a little bit, wait until their spells are online. Yeah, you mentioned the Chalice's roll. It was nicely made. Just roll up into initiation, and he also did have Inkswell on top of him to get rid of a... I believe he dispelled something. I think, did he dispel Overgrowth at the moment?
I think he might have, yeah. RNG smoked up, 5-on-5 smoked. EHOME has the high ground.
Smoked.
X-Nova, he breaks it. He's got the Force Staff to reset. Chalice is going in, and there's the Inkswell, like you said. 3-man stun from Somnus. They have to follow up with the Soulbind. Tanking's going down, Treant's going down, everyone dead. EHOME.
What a beautiful fight from RNG. I mean, that play from Eknoa going in, then Force Staffing himself out, and then Kaka using the Soulbind, Boundless Strike on 3, Rolling Thunder connecting. Like, you see something like this happens, I think everyone on EHOME knows that the fight is over.
Instantly. It's like, as soon as... You know, we're seeing Echo, he's having a bit of a tough time on the Sanking this time. After the laning phase in the mid game, he's fully dressed. And this one, right after that stun misses from this 4-staff, the game, like the entire fight is over. And we did talk about those 4-staffs. RNG prioritized them so heavily, and it's working out perfect. Look at that connection. Like, couldn't have asked for a better one.
And Chalice finds the angle, connects again. Like, he's just like, okay, it's done. EXO is popped. You're sitting inside Wukong's command. I don't think you can ask for a better teamfight execution than this one.
No, picture perfect. 7K gold lead now. Lots of items being delivered across the board. You see the BKB for Somnus was delivered actually, I think, just before that fight. Kaka now a point booster on his way toward Ags. Ghost, Blink, and a Mithril Hammer. Everyone just pretty much got a full item. Blink now on Chalice too, so easier initiations as if he needs it.
Radiant's top
And EHOME, yeah, they're shaking up a lot. And, you know, we're talking about a lot of these like early game moves that they were able to make happen, especially with Planet. But it's really fallen off a cliff in these last 2 fights, and he's still...
Because he doesn't have an item.
For Ags. Yeah, he's going for Ags.
That's the problem. Like, you need to find fights on your Mirana. Like, yeah, having Alacrity, Blades of Alacrity, and Point Booster doesn't actually do much. Like, it's just, okay, you have extra 10 damage, a little bit of extra armor and HP, but that... In a team fight, in a real team fight, it doesn't really matter. For example, if that was a Lotus Orb, I think I would have preferred that quite a lot more, to be able to dispel stuff, dispel the silences, and also potentially like bounce back the Grimstroke ulti, CK stun. Maybe he thought
anything, right?
Yeah,
like this is just like a damage item that's going to be added, but is damage really what they're missing at this point? It doesn't feel like it. It feels like they're missing a lot more.
Maybe he thought we need extra bit of AoE to deal with CK illusions. I'll scout Monkey King in the trees with it. Just trying to figure out.
Lacoste. I've tried this
I
a lot too, and I'll tell you right now, I've seen a couple players buying it and stuff too in some games, but overall it is lackluster. To the usual builds that we see, like your Yules, your Lotus, your Vessels, your even like 4-staffs, etc. It's a very greedy build and usually doesn't pay off in any ways. And he's even queued up like Octarine next, so it's like...
Oh god, this is like some Jin Q stuff, but you know, a couple of those builds, only Jin Q can manage to pull off.
Yeah, RNG now with very comfortable footing. The Aegis on the CK, now getting some great wards. This game, I actually was clicking around, I'm checking to see. This is one of the few games I've not seen a gem purchased early. And we do have a TA in the game.
TA and Mirana, and Sanking.
Yeah. I guess it's RNG is the one in the lead, and Kaka wants to go for his own selfish items, which is very rare. He's a very selfless player. But, yeah, kind of cool. Chalice, looking for a grab, does have the dust onto Echo. Gets the Vessel onto him, and he's in a great place to just ping-pong this Sanking.
I love that. Shield crash into immediate swashbuckle while you're in the air. Just some style points there for Chalice.
It looks so swag. X-Nova, bottom. EXO is popped. He's getting the Spirit Siphons even on some creeps and everything, but he still is a 5 position. Does get brought down, but now Shiro forced to pop BKB defensively. Ghost tries to toggle Armlet. Won't be able to, but he's got Aegis. He's level 20 also, so we do have Reality Rift pierces spell immunity, one of the best talents in the game.
For sure. I mean, that talent is definitely... Anything that interacts with spell immunity is good. I don't think I know a single talent that just like, oh, it's underwhelming. Using Living Armor, Kaka's in a rough spot. He used the 4-staff just to get himself out, but yeah, did get the Soulbind, and now CK's going in. Good overgrowth just to keep them in place for a little bit longer, but goes with the BKB. They know that Templar Assassin doesn't have one, so they will just run it down. There's no vision, there's no dust, no sentries left. RNG will need to fall back, and now Echo is on the chase. He's trying to find an opening. Arrow?
Look at that Ags arrow. Look at it go.
That does absolutely nothing.
They didn't have detection, and Kaka actually like ran out of mana completely in that fight. So weren't able to go for some further kills. Couldn't finish off the TA, but still looking to get aggressive. Still forcing reaction from EHOME. And, you know, Kaka, we're mentioning how he's usually very selfless. He has Aghanims in 200 gold. So another element that EHOME's going to have to chew through.
I mean, it's not an Ags only. It seems like Kaka just dislikes getting Aether Lens. Maybe he thinks that he is a position god and doesn't need to be able to have... Look at that, the Starstorm damage from the Aghanims, huh?
Dead. Chalice rolling through, connects onto 3 with the Inkswell.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Drives away. No funny business, says Echo. Looking for Kaka. They'll find him.
Overtime damage from EHOME is insane. Like traps, fireball, and also sandstorm, also starstorm.
And Nature's Grass. Come on, you gotta give the tree it, man. The Nature's Grass does
Give him
good
some
damage.
love, and yep, there's the gem that you mentioned. It's
Okay, they did pick it up.
now on Monkey King, going for the nullifier next. Why
like it.
nullifier?
He saw the Ghost Scepter on the Sand King.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah.
has fallen.
It's really early, like pickup.
It definitely is.
What sort
Maybe he will need a little bit more tankiness. Like I want to see Scotty. Okay, Ghost has one queued up.
Oh, yeah, I actually would have liked the Scotty, I think, on Somnus a bit more, but I guess he's like, he's not trying to play the carry, he's trying to play the mid. CK is the carry, so he's letting him get those like overall, I guess, carry items, and he's trying to do more of like the
Yeah, because mid
fights and dealing with stuff,
fight,
you know?
if you're too farmed and someone says go, yeah, like you can. I can't kill so many heroes. I'm only a mid Monkey King. I can't really carry the game. It's like, okay, this is the only thing I can do. Now I feel like he should get something different. That one
Okay.
Ghost Scepter, there's a way to play around it. Maybe if it was like a Yules as well and something else, I don't know, Pugna in the game to be able to get rid of something.
It is really good versus living armor as well, to be honest, but yeah, I guess, I mean, I can see, like, it just looks a little weird having that as his, like, second item. He looks a little squishy, he looks a little fragile. Xnova again, they keep finding him. He's got Spirit Siphons going, he's got the Inkswell to protect him too. Chalice, it's kind of giving him some protection. Zeal will pop BKB, still gets Reality Rifted. Ghost holding his BKB as long as he can while Chalice tries to control backline. Nice roll up. Dodges some spells, Exorcism coming in, Soulbind on 2, Boundless only on the 1. There's the Nullifier though, the Ghost Scepter does nothing. Shiro also nullified. The Root will catch Somnus in the front line. He's going down. Ghost now trying to stick onto this TA. Do they have vision? The gem is on the ground, so it does provide them that vision. Ghost now cleaning up with Chalice. There's an Epicenter coming in, but nowhere near enough damage. Sandstorm now, perhaps going to be enough, but Kaka swings in with the silence, with the Inkswell.
Oh, he has a Ghost Scepter, so he can't remove the the Phantom from him. So gonna drop. Chalice did one hell of a work in that fight, just to be able to connect on multiple heroes and use roll up. Didn't die. He is tanky. That's why like this Nullifier seems good. But if it was like any tankiness item, Somnus would have probably lived there. Sure, it's like 2-man Diffusal Blade, Inhibit, and the 2-man Nullifier. That's their combo pretty much with the Grimstroke ulti. But yeah, I feel like the tankiness would have been a little bit better. Overall, still decent fight for RNG, just to be able to get more farm on a CK. He's getting levels. I love the build on Chalice. I miss Chalice. I miss
Chalice.
I miss
so
watching
good.
him play Dota.
He has a really cool perspective on a lot of heroes and just itemization that he likes to go for. It's nice. And that fight in particular, I'm glad you highlighted it too, because, you know, I was attempting the play-by-play.
What do you mean attempting? Nah, that was good. I didn't want to interrupt you. I didn't want to say anything. Usually, you know, I notice the small things, throw in a couple of words. I'm like, my man Fog, he's doing it. I better not say anything.
Right there, like that moment right there, we actually just missed it in the replay, but that roll-up, I think he ends up dodging, I don't know if it was the Dragon Tail, but he dodged something and able to just play on the outskirts of the fight perfectly, like you mentioned, and just keep getting spell combinations over and over again. Instead of like sitting in the midst of all this, the Fireball, look at that. 3-man Shield Crash, 3-man Swash. Yeah, beautifully done.
Just having also disarm against Templar Assassin Dragon Knight does hurt them a lot, and what he's going for is Heaven's Halberd. It's gonna give him extra tankiness, extra status resistance, and another way of disarming people. So this
and the Soulbind combo, a double Heaven's Halberd too. Azil, he actually ends up stunning an illusion, trying to go in initially. BKBs tries to turn and TP out, will be able to do it successfully. Chalice trying to control the backlines, will get rooted. He is tanky though with this Halberd as well as that Blast Rig.
Oh, extra status resistance on Chalice from that Sanj, giving him enough time to blink away. Xnova using Exo inside the pit. Also, Grimstroke with the Aghanims, he actually gives the real Black Dragon. You know, the ones that Dragon Knight gets with his Ags is not as good as this one.
Kaka eats an arrow, will get comboed up from the epicenter as well. Ghost standing his ground in the midst of an epicenter, will be able to clean up the Treant Protector. Shiro just BKB TPs out of there, and they're gonna focus onto Echo. He's gonna drop, and that's a long time that he's gonna be dead. 50 seconds. Doesn't have the buyback from earlier. And even looking for the Mirana.
Oh, another roll up.
Okay. And they're going to clean both up. Another roll up from Chalice, and Zeal, a little bit of an unfortunate timing to blink in there. Lands right on top of a Boundless Strike.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I think this one might be over. Like,
Feels like it.
we were really harsh on Ghost first 10-15 minutes, but yeah, he's godlike right now. This is the type of CK that usually we see in the games. Like, even after the nerfs, the hero still feels really good holding on to Aegis, has a shard as well on top of that. Shard did get nerfed. It's not 300, it's 150, I believe, right now. Extra cast range. It was OP. It definitely was. And now with the Scotty, once he connects to a hero, has that level 20 talent that you mentioned, Reality Rift pierces spell immunity, so he can be the one controlling Templar Assassin. Like, if he gets the jump on TA with the Reality Rift and just Scotty, she's gone. Like, there's not much she can do.
Even for the CK, even for the Dragon Knight at this point too, like the healing reduction, the slow that you're providing through BKB. Yeah, I mean, he's hit pretty much critical mass now at the point that he needs to be in this game. And Echo, I think, is the other one that we have to really look at, as he's had one of the rougher games I feel like I've seen. You know, I know you are a bit critical sometimes on the mid Sand Kings. This is one of those that I feel like you're bang on with where the really.
I was not a big fan of mid sanking because the shard back in the like 2 years ago was I don't know if it was a different shard or it was just not good enough, but yeah, mid sanking now feels much better. Also, like the build up for getting E-Blade is better. All these things tend to add up, and just feels nice. Also, I changed a little bit my perspective on Boots of Travel because how the meta is played out, so a lot of these things make more sense. This might be the potentially last fight. Chalice going in, getting the Rolling Thunder, connecting on multiple heroes, Spirit Vessel as well on Zeal, so he can't blink and get the initiation, while the rest of the team is going for the towers. This is with level 15 talent, so Rolling Thunder does lasts for a very long time, gets a roll up as well, and Lotus Orb on top of him. There's not much they can do. They're leashed, they're running them down with the Scotty, and the Treant Protector is gonna be the one getting caught. TA with the buyback, like, they're just way too tanky. This Black Dragon from Kaka doing one hell of a work. They didn't manage to kill it for a long time. It looks like this is like type of hero / neutral creep combination. EHOME, they need to... Oh, the Aghanim Scepter Arrow from Mirana coming through, doing absolutely nothing, just with the damage. 27k gold lead for RNG. Ready to go in once again.
Gets the pull. Shiro, they've got dusts. They've got stuns. And he's gone. 120 seconds. GG. Planet calls it. 2-0 for RNG. This game had a little bit of weirdness, I guess, in the early game, and in particular for the CK, but overall, I think this last pick, Monkey King, did exactly what they wanted to. Dominated the lane, made easy rotations early on, applied pressure, and then it allowed Ghost to catch back up. But I also want to touch upon the Death Prophet. You know, we had a Death Prophet 5, and I feel like Xnova, he owned 10, 6, and 19. He was actually part of 29 of the kills, and I feel like I'm actually going to check scoreboard because I want to see how much damage he did. I feel like he did a ton of damage in this game.
I mean, if you look at the nerfs on Death Prophet, yeah, shard duration half less second, base health drain per second reduced, but only on early levels, same levels as after, and also Exorcism, like, it still does the same amount of damage to heroes, which he did quite a lot in that game. But for me, I think Chalice just... one of my favorite players to watch, what he does. Like, we already praised him, but every single game so far in this tournament that he played, he had an amazing game.
Yeah, I think he's just really good at knowing like how to absorb pressure and stuff like that. His spellcasting is always on point. He's one of my favorite spellcasters. Like, his Mars, He knows when to go in. He got that Aegis steal. He kind of set them up for that big victory in the first game. This game, I feel like situations where he should have died like 4 or 5 times, he ends up surviving, ends up 4-4. His score doesn't look that impressive, but in the game, you could feel that presence, how many spells he was able to get off, the predictions, etc. Yeah, beautiful game, RNG. I think they should be pretty happy with this one. Maybe still a couple things to tweak, especially on Ghost in the early game, in the laning phase. Still maybe trying to get his footing. You know, he's still, new addition, still things starting to work out with the team. But yeah, a good showing. As I think that's it for me and Dominic for now. We're going to be throwing it back to the panel and some highlights.